Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool. And the question today is, what is a drilling hammer? Many of us know these hammers. They're like small sledgehammers, and in fact a small sledgehammer or a short-handled sledgehammer is exactly what a drilling hammer is. It goes by a lot of different names. Some people call them small sledgehammers. They're also engineer's hammers, club hammers, or single jack hammers. And the single jack came from the idea that if you were doing some chiseling or breaking up of rock or cutting a hole or pounding a hole in the rock to place a charge, that you would both be holding the hammer and the chisel together. So a single person is using this kind of a hammer versus one person holding a very large chisel and then more than one person banging on that with their sledgehammers. Now most of these run between about 1 pound to 4 pounds in terms of the head weight, and the handles vary in length, but you're generally working around a foot plus or minus. And the reason that these are kind of popular is you've got essentially a super solid, incredibly useful, almost primal tool. Now these things appeared, or hammers first appeared, say 3.3 million years ago. And they were, of course, a rock, and you bang things with a rock. And then later on, people put a handle on the rock, which gave them more control and avoided more hand injuries. You know, if like your fingers slipped underneath the rock as you were banging it, you had to be careful. Put a handle on it, boom, you've got a lot more power, more leverage, and more control, thus more safety. You know, so the hammers are one of the oldest tools in the world. I mean, honestly, these great screwdrivers, these didn't appear till about, 1.8 million years ago, and then these only appeared, within the last million years. But anyway, what you got is a handle and a head, and the head's around 1 pound to 4 pounds, although a lot of them are around 2 to 4. This is a 2.5 here. This also is more almost a blacksmith hammer, but still counts. This is like a classic one, a short-handled, and this particular head, they often print it on there as a 3 pound, and this one's a 4 pound. So, and here's one of my favorites, is this little Fiskars. So you need a drilling hammer. Regardless if you're busting rock. They're demolition hammers. They're also great for all kinds of other tasks. They're inexpensive, they're very simple, and they historically are very important. But if you don't have one, you don't have one. So you need one. Why? Because you find all kinds of great uses. I mean, it's as one of the first tools that man ever invented. You can see that the hammer is important, and the drilling hammer or the hand sledge or the engineering handle or hammer is actually one of the most functional tools in the toolbox. I don't actually keep it in my toolbox, it's too heavy, but definitely worthwhile. And with that, Doc out.